Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Derptopia SMP. My name is Fiasco. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be putting a building around something that I was working on this week, and that is this thing right here. So let me take you through what this is. This is a new type of storage system type of thing. Not really sure what to call it, but this is where I'm going to keep my colored blocks for wool, terracotta, and concrete. Now, this has got some redstone underneath it, and I'll show you in a second, but I came up with the concept for this just a few days ago, and I thought it wouldn't be that hard to make. I was wrong. And so I needed help from my good friend Magnetosphere, who literally took over the project underneath all the redstone. He gave me exactly what I wanted, and he did it in a very clever way. I truly believe that this is a one-of-a-kind design thanks to him. So thank you, Magnetosphere. You are my hero, and thank you for making sure that this project didn't go to waste, because if you didn't help me, I would have basically just given up on it because it was not working out for me on my own. Now, we have two rows here, one on the top and one on the bottom. So the first thing you want to do is select your color. So if it's on the top row, you leave this lever up, signifying that row. And then if you want the bottom row, you just flick this lever down and then the bottom row is selected. So now that we have our row, we can select brown, and let's see what we want. We probably want brown terracotta. Then the brown terracotta barrel pops up, and we have our brown terracotta. Gray terracotta. What? Oh, I must have put that in the wrong barrel. I think I thought that that was brown. I wasn't really reading properly. Okay, so then we'll just reset it, and we will put it in the proper barrel. So we select gray, and then we select terracotta, and there we go. And now we can put it in the gray terracotta. This looks brown, though. You can't blame me for that. So it is a pretty smart system. And so the only thing is you have to deselect this kind of first when you're clearing the selection. The rest of it doesn't really matter that much. But it is a wonderful system. It's not necessarily more efficient than me just putting item frames on barrels, but I think it is original and kind of fun, and it gives us this nice big floor to run around on, and then we get to select our stuff. So I've put away all of the terracotta, concrete, and wool that I have, and a lot of these don't have things in them because it turns out I didn't really have that much of all those things. I could have sworn I had more than this, though. Hold on a sec here. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I do have things in here, just not a whole ton. So these two rows are for concrete, I believe. These two are for terracotta, and then these two are for wool. I think that should be how it goes. Now underneath here, it ended up being a super cool system. I'll try to explain it the best that I can. Like I said, Magnetosphere designed this on the fly. He came up with this design. So I don't know exactly how it all works, but I believe that this selects the type. This is for type. So these will go up if it is for the wool, I believe. And then this one right here slides back and forth, and this selects which column. So that's that lever on the side that you select, like the top row or the bottom row. And then these ones up here select the type, and those are activated from the side there. So this is what color. It's incredible. The way that he put this together, and it's pretty dummy proof too. Like I've definitely flicked the levers in the wrong order many times, despite the extremely simple directions that he left me, and nothing's broken. It all kind of resets itself once you turn off the type. So that's it. That's my new colored block storage thingy. And it actually ended up quite a bit bigger than what I thought it was going to be. Originally, I didn't know it was going to be this close to this build or this size. So we have to put a building around this, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than I was hoping it could be. But what I might do is maybe make some of this outside. I'm just trying to think about this right now. I haven't actually come up with the design yet. But maybe we could leave this floor kind of exposed, maybe have some fences along the side so that, we don't get creepered or anything like that. And then the actual building itself can be over here to hide the redstone. That could be an option. I don't know. What I do know is I think I want to try a palette with moss blocks, tuff, and mossy cobble. So moss blocks not only look great on the ground, but they also can work really good for gradients. So if we do something like this, we get a mossy wall, and this looks amazing. Now, the gradient wouldn't be this wonky looking. That's pretty janky. Let me just fix that a little bit. Anyways, we would make it a little more finessed, but that's kind of the palette that I want to go for, maybe for the wall that houses this section here. And I'm pretty sure I can remove all of this smooth basalt and just replace the levers afterwards if we don't want to use that. I'm going to try to use the smooth basalt just to make things simpler, but if we need to, I'm sure we can take it out without any penalties to the redstone. And thankfully, Magnetosphere is a good friend, so if I do break something, I'm sure that he would more than happily come over here and help me fix it. And by help me fix it, I mean fix it himself, because I don't understand it. I used to think that I was okay at redstone, and then I started playing with people that actually are good at redstone, and let me tell you, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. So kudos to everybody in the comments and on this server that know how to do good redstone, because it is not super easy, especially when you're trying to come up with an original concept. And I say original concept, this has probably been done to some degree before, but I don't know if this exact setup, the way that I wanted it, is how it was done. So I'm going to pretend it is a completely original concept. Don't at me. Now, let's get a building. So after a little bit of building, this is what I've come up with so far. Things I like. I really like the block palette. I could probably do a little bit of work with the moss there. It looks a little bit linear. This cobblestone stair, layer here is covering up a layer of the moss, which kind of throws off the gradient a little bit. Like there's a solid layer of moss here, which of course now I need to cover back up. But that makes the gradient look a little bit less jarring. So I'll fix that, but I think that it needed that specifically here. There's a piece of redstone. I can't put a block properly there. Otherwise it'll cut off a redstone signal. I like the layout of it. I like how this kind of turned into like a bit of a deck rather than a floor to a building. I don't know. It kind of made more sense to me to do it this way, even though we took out the spruce because it wasn't really matching anyways. So we just embraced the change and have it kind of like this. So a bit of an unorthodox floor design, but it does work overall. Most of the interior of this building, mercifully, is hidden away behind here. So I actually don't need to do an interior for this build. We've just got our walls. I decided to keep the polished or the smooth basalts because I really, really like smooth basalt. And we're going to keep this wall basically like this, which doesn't really fit the rest of like the fantasy vibe, but I can justify it. I can say that there is some technology in this village, obviously with the auto sorter and stuff. So maybe this was like a very old building in this village that some smart people retrofitted and gutted on the inside in order to do some fancy redstone work. Or I don't have to justify it at all, and just never talk about it. Another thing I like is the shape of the roof. However, I'm not happy with this front face of it. I think it's a little bit bleh. I'm going to try and work on that. We'll figure something out. I tried to do a bit of an Asian style sloping roof where it kind of flares out at the bottom. And I think it worked fine. The shape obviously didn't turn out wholly Asian. I kind of adjusted it and added a second layer here for no reason. There's actually nothing filling the space up here, but I could probably pop a ladder up here and do a little bit of something. In fact, I'm gonna take this out. Let's just ender pearl up there. Where did my ender pearls go? Hello? Hello? Huh. Well, they invented scaffolding for a reason, if I can get up in it. So let's see how much space we actually have up here, because I'm just now thinking about this. So yeah, there's lots of space up in here, and our redstone's just back there. We're not going to do anything with that space, but there is a potential of... Oh, this is open. Huh. Shoddy craftsmanship on my part. Maybe we'll see if we can toss a little bit of color in here. Let's get rid of you and you, and maybe see what we feel about granite when we pop on the outside. But yeah, up here we could probably do... I actually have a really funny idea for a prank for one of the members of the server. So I might keep that to myself for right now, but potentially something up here. Now let's see how that granite worked out. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. This build needs a little bit of color. It's very gray, very dark wood, and the granite kind of reflects well with the building on the other side. So I might do a little bit of work detailing with granite. In fact, I think, yes, I made some walls here to try and zhuzh this up a little bit, because these were not doing it for me. They're too skinny. They never eat anything. They're too skinny. Oh, okay, good. I thought I was going to cover up a barrel. So maybe not exactly that, because that looks not the best, but something like that. Maybe we can figure something out. So I'm going to try and work some granite into this. But it is currently my bedtime, so I'm going to pick this up tomorrow, and we'll see how the building goes. I'll probably work on this on a live stream, actually. That'll be probably the next time I play will be on a live stream, and I don't want to leave this for too long. So yeah, cash me on the live streams if you want to see some detailing done. But I was just telling some of the other server members, we were just talking about building in general, and I mentioned that I usually don't like my builds until I start doing some detailing. There has been exceptions to that rule, like with this house right here. I really liked this house when it was just the walls up and like the general frame of it. And that's because I really liked the color combination. It was something I hadn't used before. And the detailing on this actually ended up being quite minimal compared to detailing in, let's say, our luxury condominium. Now, I liked this build, as you probably recall from my video. I liked the shape of it, but I didn't love it until I started detailing it. And detailing is when I decided I wanted amethyst in there, and red mushroom blocks down there. And those are two of my favorite things in the entire build now. So detailing is kind of where the build really comes alive for me. And I feel like that's where I'm at with this build right now, where I like it. It's okay. It's definitely not a high enough quality, though, for me to be very proud of. So when we start detailing, hopefully everything comes together. I have torn things down before because they don't come together in the detailing process, and that's unfortunate. That one's probably going to stay, at least in its rough shape, but we will see. I'm not opposed to tearing things down if they're not working. However, our skyline is filling out very nicely now. We got that building in, we got this building, got this building. It actually feels like there's something in this village now, which is really nice. Also that custom tree there, which I've been working on a few custom trees, and I need to put in a lot more, especially around the luxury condominium. This is all ready for serious landscaping. This pond is just a pond right now. It's got nothing special to it. And there's no bushes. There's no flowers over here. It's very boring. I might put in some more spruce trees over here, though, and kind of make this, I don't know, a little bit more sprucey over here. Make it maybe look like these trees are a little more common in that area. I really like building these trees because they are super, super easy. I learned this technique from a mythical sausage video, and it works really great. It's super easy to remember. This tree right over here, just the leaves on this tree, I know it doesn't look like much, just these leaves took me longer than doing both of these two full trees. It's a big investment when you're doing a fluffy tree like this. The leaves are so difficult. I'm not even really sure I like the azalea leaves in this setting, to be honest with you. I don't know why. They look a little bit gray, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I might swap some of these out for different leaves at some point. I went with all azalea because I thought that the pink would be nice, but I think that it's too much. Anyways, I'm going to get to bed, and then tomorrow let's get to work on a live stream. And after much screwing around and not working on this build, we are done. I think that I'm ready to call this build complete. We got the details in. I ended up swapping out, oh god, some of the dark oak with some brighter wood, some of that warped wood. It's just better, or warped stem, it might be called. I should probably figure out what the blocks that I use most are called, because I definitely use that block a lot. It's just a good block. We put some chimneys on the roof, although I need to go and prune some vines, because some of them, if they grow down on top of these chimneys, the smoke doesn't come up anymore. You don't get the particle effects. Just trying to make sure I don't get creepered around here. It has happened many times. I have lit this place up really well, though. Because of how many times I've been creepered. Underneath these carpets, I have sea lanterns, and that's how I'm hiding the light. These don't actually give off enough light. I probably would have had up to here lit. So these are more decorative than they are actually for lighting purposes. But yeah, this is basically how it turned out. It's pretty simple. I didn't go with anything too crazy for it. So in this world, this is a newer building, or it's been renovated, more new-ish, which is also why it's underneath. Oh, hello. Well, can't stop them all. Yeah. Which is also why it's underneath the floating island. So that floating island would have had to like come up many years ago, and then they're like, well, I guess we'll put a building underneath it. It doesn't seem to be coming down anytime soon. So hopefully it never does. Hopefully the magic never leaves this place, or else... Ooh, hello. Another friend. What if I parkour? Nice. I need to light up this area, it would appear, a little bit better. I'm going to get out of here before that creeper shows up, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and sleep. I don't know why I'm showing you this at night anyways. Now, I'm pretty sure this episode isn't really long enough. Now, although we've made a cool, unique building here, I feel like we still need to do a little bit more. Now, what do I feel like doing is the real question. Well, there is something I've been wanting to do for a while and just haven't been able to because she's always been online. Let's take these. So as a little bit of backstory for this, Honeyburger and a few other members of the council left me a gift not too long ago, and I would love to repay the favor for them. You see, they made me a tower on my property that I wasn't able to show you because it was not even close to being appropriate. Now, hopefully you can use your imagination and figure out what it is, but yeah, they were hanging out one night and I was off doing something else, and they thought that they'd have a little bit of fun. And it is good fun. I don't mind in the slightest. However, I feel like one good deed deserves another, you know? So we are going to pay her a visit in her swamp and see if we can sneak a build in before she gets back online. The problem with this is she is always online. Always. So I need to kind of make this quick. Let's make it right over here. I was so nervous that she was going to log online for this. This is... oof. She's never gone for very long, so we had a very short window of opportunity to build her this. Oh, that looks a little silly, actually. Let me fix the P. It's a little disproportionate, but I think it gets the point across. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what POG means, it means play of game. Play of the game. It is something that you say to someone to congratulate them. You know, there was a POG move. It's something that annoys Hanni greatly. There we go. So this is my retaliation. I'm saying, good job. I gotta put that corner in. Also, G's are hard to do. They end up looking like B's if they're too small, so the G is just going to be bigger. But I hope that she likes this. She's gonna hate it. Then she's gonna have to take it down, which will take significantly less time than it took me to put it up. Oh. Maybe I'm the fool here. Okay, let's get out of here before she logs on and kills us. She killed us yesterday in the PvP tournament, so there's no reason she couldn't do it again. So I am going to flee like a coward. Also, I've been thinking about what I'm going to put in this space here. And I know I said I wasn't going to do one, but I think I want to do a proper castle. I don't know. I feel like this is a big enough space for one. I just got to figure out a design, what way I kind of want to go. It's a fantasy village, so it would make sense that it's a fantasy castle. Something a little bit wonky, a little bit goofy looking. I'm thinking very tall with it. But then we got the tree so close. Give me some time to think about it. I'm going to do another build first. I have something else that I want to work on, probably in the next episode. And then maybe we'll start looking at some castle stuff, because I know everyone loves that. So if you have a suggestion for any castles that you like that could give me some inspiration, please feel free to send them my way. In the meantime, I'm going to get going. Hanni is going to murder me when she figures out that I put that sign in her swamp. So I need to find a nice cozy place to hide. Until next time, my friends, my name is Fiasco, and I will catch you in the next one.